go inside.
Okay. Was there any other people you were expecting?
No.
We're just phoning.
Oh, okay. Okay. How you doing, David?
Not too bad.
What was the name of that town that they claim to be the smallest city in Canada?
Greenwood.
Okay.
Could I get each one of you guys against the fan of the...
Yeah.
So I can hit both.
Okay.
Stand over a bit. I need to get the step by step. You need to stand that way. On each side of the sign there.
Okay.
There.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Hang around.
I don't think so.
Thank you. Thanks.
Nice meeting you, Joe.
Pleasure was all mine. Where are you from? I grew up in Montreal. Oh, okay. So you're one of those guys that was just, and then fell in love with the community?
I lived in Montreal for 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. I'd love to live there again, but I hate the winters.
Wow. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Compared to out here, you never experienced the winter out here. Yeah, you should have seen how this camera jiggled when I first started using it in Alberta. It was like this.
For the cold.
20, 25? When I joined the force.
So you started last June?
Yeah, true.
And you started in Toronto?
Toronto.
And you went east or west?
Well, we walked west. We reached Victoria on the 27th. And from there we're going to Vaughan. We're going to visit with the boat.
Oh.
And then from there we're getting dropped out in St. John's, Newfoundland, and then doing the Maritimes and Quebec, and then back to Toronto.
So what do you think of this hopping all around? Like a lot of people, they go from coast to coast, right?
I know, they just
So-
want a straight line.
Yeah.
See, their campaigns are different. Like their focus is mostly on, doing the whatever it is, bicycling. This is the important thing here is about bringing this message to as many communities.
Mm-hmm.
So we put 500 cities and towns on our campaign. With the media present, the escort, we pretty well reach a lot of people in that community with this message, and as a result, we've got a good chance of encouraging a lot of people to come on with us.
Right.
And as a result, I don't know, it's strange. So
when do you anticipate being finished? Like
July 27th, 2002.
2002.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start in the morning and you're finished at night?
Well, no, I do about 20 to 25 kilometers, and then we hold the press conference, and then sometimes we get around to the churches, shopping malls, we distribute the cards from there, schools, we get around the community, and then we get started, for the next community after that. Basically.
So and Greyhound's part of your sponsor?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah. They helping us with fares and other things, parcels and things like that. Because I've gone through like 6 road crews already. I've had lots of people that are,
Right.
and sometimes I had to either bring them or send them, or like there's a lot of money involved with transportation.
How many pairs of shoes have you gone through so
This is
far?
my 3rd pair.
3rd pair?
Yeah, those ones did 2,000 kilometers.
Oh wow, right?
Yeah, and just burned them out. And actually, the MP Betty Hidden gave me these.
Oh,
when,
right.
Yeah, when we reached Kamloops, right?
Right.
Kamloops, and she was.
So you're going to do a book after?
I don't know. David wants to do something like that. He's pretty good at writing, so we'll let David do it. He's getting first-hand experience.
You've written before?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have even my own story to tell, which this
Yeah.
is part of it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how I do it. I mean, by rights, well, it's kind of funny to say we shouldn't do it, but in a sense, it's true.
it's only a freak of time, or it's the timing that's allowed us to.
See, you know what's amazing about all
still
this?
be here.
Okay, like I had 2 days left to live in this Western Hospital. Now, somebody has to pass away. You know, like that's the only way that something like this is going to happen. So, a lot of times, the families were vetoing that decision, even though the individual made it, because they were approached at a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And they couldn't say yes. So a lot of people were, now, this particular family, who I don't know who they are, I don't know, you know, were approached, and they said yes. So, I mean, it could have been just as easy as they said no, and I wouldn't have been around, and 5 other people wouldn't have been around. Like, it was one, you know, one word. So, like, that's amazing. Now, what we needed to do first was change that system, not to approach the family, because that's the worst time to make a decision is that you know, and all these lives that are dependent. So BC developed the perfect model. They got a registry, and the decision is legal binding here. So you don't have to approach the family. You know, you're and you know, you're making this. You're signing that donor card in your right state of mind. You thought about it, and yeah, it's a good idea. So you know, it gets carried out with the you know, the way BC has it. Now we need the rest of the country to follow the you know, BC's model.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what part of our campaign is doing too. We want to develop this national registry.
Right.
You know, and modeled after BC, and you know, we've been saying that right from the beginning. So, yeah.
Have you met your recipient?
No, but
No.
I'm going to try this summer. I've never really thought of it before. I mean, I've thought a great deal about the whole process, but I've never, I guess, yeah, I'm just waiting for the right time.
Right.
You know, so this may be the right time, just simply because this is when
To
I'm
meet them?
deciding to
Did
do
you
it.
he can't meet them.
Well, you
can go on a list,
yeah.
can't you,
Yeah,
and they can
you can meet them.
contact and see. And
Yeah.
Through letters.
No, you can actually meet them if both parties are amenable.
No, that's not passed yet.
No, I know people that have met their...
Then they're doing it against the law.
Well, no, it's the BC Transplant Society that has allowed them to meet.
In BC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they developed that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, they're way ahead. Okay, then.
But
that's
it's
what
still,
the rest of the country. See, we can't do that in Ontario.
It's still too difficult, though, because if one party says no, then the whole deal is off.
Yeah, which makes sense. That's good.
Yeah.
So how long ago did you have your transplant?
I had it almost 6 years.
6 years. So do you take?
You want me to take that away?
Let's yeah. It's okay, but you didn't want to say it. Chap for mayor here.
Meanwhile, the camera went.
And they all came with their stories and how they got affected, you know. But you know, and like I've seen that so many times already. But it was David's first time, and it's very overwhelming to get to hear all the you know, person on the waiting list like thanking us to death for what we're doing, you know, and recipients for understanding why we're doing it, you know, and donor families, it's helping to connect their because they always think about the recipient, you know, and then they're seeing us do what we're doing. So, like, there was a lot of emotion that was displayed during those 2 days, and you know, you absorbed every little bit of it, you know. And
It's good energy.
It's really good energy. So, it's hard to say which one is, you know, stands out.
Just to give you an example of that day in particular, we had one guy, 40 years old, who was waiting to go on the list. Then we had one guy, 29 years old, who was on the list, both for livers. Then we had a 4.5-year-old little boy who'd had a liver transplant at 6 months. Then we had a woman who came in and she